Carrie. I just wanted to talk to everybody, say hey. Just wanted to chime in and give my 2 cents about what's going on in the world, what's going on in Orlando. Couple points I want to make. I moved to Orlando in 1997, couple years after I lost my mother, from Miami. I lived there until 2005. Got to know Orlando, got to love Orlando. I made Orlando home. I had a child there. All of my family from Miami moved there. A lot of friends from Miami moved there. So, kind of familiar with Orlando and its surroundings. Now let's talk about what happened at one of the clubs, Club Pulse downtown. One thing that's bothering me, I hear a lot of people calling it a gay club. I have an issue with that. The clubs downtown, something about Orlando. Orlando has themed nights. So, just like they'll have Latin night, they'll have reggae night, they'll have Hispanic night. So, I'm not sure, and I don't even know that it's worth looking into, but I just think that that's kind of, calling a club a gay club. There are clubs that are specific to that, and I think they advertise themselves as that. But clearly, there were people in Pulse on Saturday night that were straight people. So it was a club shooting, not a gay club shooting. I think what happens when you tell somebody it was a shooting at a gay club, they tend to be less sympathetic, which is sad, but it is. It's the world. The world is sad. The world is sad. This guy that did this shooting, everybody's calling him a terrorist, Islamic extremist, blah, 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 blah. Let me explain something to you. I'm almost 48 years old. And from the time these hate groups, political hate groups, whatever, started to form, when they form, they organize, they send people out, they have missions. I don't think there is a hate group that told this man to go first join you a couple of sites that cater to gay or down low men. Go to the club a few times, and then ride around you and your wife and get ammunition, go back to the club and exact revenge for the cause. Exact revenge on who? So let's get that straight. Like a lot of men, my personal opinion is that this man had a homosexual experience. Whether it was warranted, whether it was long-term, whatever the case was, he had a homosexual experience, and whether he really enjoyed it or really didn't like it. On top of being crazy, on top of being explosive, on top of being volatile. So you had one crazy person that went crazy, did some crazy shit, and in the end, he wanted to put a cause behind it, so it didn't seem crazy. That's what crazy people do. They try and justify their craziness so that they don't seem crazy, so they can do crazy shit, and people will say, well, and just like what's happening now, we talking about Islam, we talking about ISIS, let's talk about crazy people. What they're allowed to do. This man should have never been able to buy a gun. I can't buy a gun, but he can buy a gun. I can't buy no gun. I can't buy a gun because FEMA fucked around and gave me $233 more than they should have 3 years after the fact, and oh, okay, our bad, we know. But guess what? You and the rest of Florida, several hundreds of thousands of people in Florida, because we overpaid you and y'all can't give us the money back right now, we're going to put all y'all in the system. So y'all won't be able to vote. You can't get no guns. But this fool was able to get several guns. And he went and bought ammunition. And he went into a public building and acted a damn fool and cost people their lives. Now, for those of you that don't know Orlando, and I'm not sure it's still there, but Orlando has a very famous gay club. So I'm thinking, if ISIS wanted to blow up the gays, honey, that man would have went to Parliament House. He wouldn't have went to no Pulse. He wouldn't have went downtown to no club. He would have went to Parliament House, or he would have went to OBT, up and down OBT, and got him some gays. So let's get that clear. It wasn't an act of terrorism. No, it's not 9/11. It's a damn fool that probably wanted to be with a man, didn't think he'd be accepted by his family. So his nuts came all the way on out, and he went all the way on nuts, and he took a lot of innocent people with him. About this, honey, folks done pulled their Bibles out, they done blew the dust off, they done cracked it open to the scripture that they think that talks about gays, and now they trying to explain, well, blow some more dust off, flip it back open, go a couple of more pages, and understand the same thing that you think makes that gay person wrong. Just because them folks didn't see that man leave your house before everybody got up, before it was time for him to go to work or go back home to his husband, that's in the Bible. That's in the Bible, baby. Well, you looked at that man and you went over your homegirl house and her boo came in that's always buying her stuff, and he gave you that look and you gave him that look, and you let him know, I see you. It's in the Bible too. It's in the Bible too. So while y'all worrying about, oh, being gay is a sin, being gay is a sin, I think some of the sexual part of it does. So when you look at a couple and the first thing that comes to your head is, I wonder how these people screw. I wonder what they do in their bed. I wonder what they do when their clothes come off. Blow some more dust off, flip some more pages, you in there, boo. You're in there too with your nasty self. Get out of people's head. Get out of people's bedrooms. Get out from under people's clothes and see people for people. That's all. That's all I'm saying. And this nonsense about these folks, oh, that girl worked for, she's an intern and it's all a setup. You really think that little girl shot herself? For an internship is working in the capacity of what you're studying for and not being paid for it. Y'all really think that girl risked her life, lost a friend for free? For to entertain y'all? Or to secure some position at some network? People, all I'm asking is be critical thinkers. Think for yourself. If it don't make sense, ask questions until it does. And if it never makes sense, don't give credit to it. Don't give validity to it. Think for yourselves. Think for yourselves. And please, when y'all start talking about sin, understand that judging people, understand that self-righteousness, all of that is sin. So the merely condemning someone as a sinner and you're not in that capability, you're not trying to help them, assuming what they're doing is a sin to the God that they pray to, it's a bad deal. It's a bad deal. It makes you a hypocrite. And if I'm not mistaken, in that dusty Bible of yours, there are some sins that God hates worse than others. So, might want to check into it. That's all. If my people will wait, y'all fix that.